Let me tell you something that you didn't know, right? I absolutely love the city, right? I love being in the city. I love going to the city. Another thing you didn't know is I even used to do landscape photography. I never talk about it, right? I got still like all my pictures and all that stuff up on a completely separate Instagram. But I used to do landscape photography. People used to pay me to sell them the pictures, right? I love the city. One of the things that I hate about the city, though, and this isn't city specific. This is, every city in the country. I hate the one-way streets. I don't like going to the city and wanting to turn left only to find out that traffic only flows right, and now I got to hurry up and whip the car and turn it around because I didn't see the sign. I don't like going through all of that. But here's the cool thing though. In business, even if you're in unfamiliar territory, there isn't just one way to do things. You can always do the thing that best works for you. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I run my commercial cleaning business. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Marcus Crockett. This is Clean Things Solutions, where we take all of the guesswork out of how to start and grow your commercial cleaning business. Once again, if this is your first time here, if you get value out of what I'm going to tell you, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you click on the notification bell, scroll down, click all, so you're getting all of the new content that's coming out. But all of that said, let's get into it. Okay, so before I dive in and show you exactly what I'm doing, let me say this. There's really only two ways to run a cleaning business, right? Well, really three. We'll go over all of them real quick. You can either be, worker heavy with W-4 workers, you could be subcontractor heavy with subcontractors or 1099s, or you can merge the two, right? You can merge them. And I can tell you now that I've been in each section. Right now we have a merger. We're working with W-4s, we're working with subcontractors, and everything is blended together. And this is kind of how we're running things now, right? Now here's the appeal of when it comes to working with W-4 workers. When you work with W-4 workers, you're in charge of everything, right? You're in charge. You can tell them that they have to wear the uniform, that they have to show up at a certain time, that they have to clock out at a certain time when they take their breaks. You're in charge of all the training. You're in charge of everything. You're the captain of the ship. You're completely in charge of everything. Now, here's the flip side of that. When you're working with subcontractors, you have a skill, right? And your skill set is being able to go out and attract new clients to you. Well, the subcontractors, they may be deficient in that skill, and they're relying on you to be able to supply them, right? Because they're their own business owners. They're looking for you to supply them with subcontracts so that they can go out and that they can earn enough money to take care of their business, take care of their family, and all of those things. Here's where things are a little bit different. Now, where I said before with the W-4 workers, you're the captain of the ship. As a subcontract, when you're working with subcontractors, there is no captain of the ship. It's more like a committee, right? Everyone's equally their own boss. You rely on them to do the work that they say that they're going to do, and you pay them for it. And they rely on you to be able to go out, get accounts, and make deals with them so that they can take care of their business and all of the other things that I just talked about. So it's more so of a committee. You can't tell them what they need to wear. You can't tell them exactly when they have to show up. You technically can't train them. There's a lot of things that you can't do with subcontractors that you are able to do with W-4 workers. Now, the benefit to working with subcontractors is, there isn't a lot of overhead that you have to worry about. There isn't, you don't have to worry about their towels. You don't have to worry about their equipment. If something breaks, they have to replace it. There's so many things that you don't need to worry about. And to be honest with you, you almost really don't even need an office. You don't need an office space if you have everything dialed in perfectly to where there's no need to have an office space. We're talking specifically about the subcontractor part. Now, when you start working with the W-4 workers, you probably will need an office at some point for something. You're going to need, whether it's information, whether it's equipment, regardless to what it is, at some point, you're probably going to need some sort of office space, even if it's one of those co-working spaces like WeWork or something like that. You're probably going to need a space at some point, especially if you're planning on growing and getting bigger. Now, with all of that said, I just wanted to give you a little bit of context of where I am in my business right now. So right now in my business, again, we blended the two. And what I found that has worked best for me is to always maintain some level of W-4 workers and then subcontractors. I keep W-4 workers just in case something happens with the subcontractor when they're not able to come in, or, one of them just don't want to do it anymore. I always have people where I can pull from and put them into a building until I'm able to get, that building replaced with a new subcontractor or with another employee, however I choose to do it, right? So right now we're in an expansion phase. We've really, really been pushing it. Like, I've been killing things in terms of bringing in new clients, in terms of signing, more and more contracts over the last month and a half. Like, things have really, really been going crazy for us. So I'm in an expansion phase right now. So I know from experience that if I'm looking to bring in more W-4 workers, that is not just as easy as, call or someone reaching out and saying, hey, we're looking for a job. Okay, come in. I'm hiring somebody. They come in, they do the interview, things are good, and now they have a job. It doesn't work that way. Not anymore. Maybe, years ago it used to, but we're in a completely different times right now. So I know from experience that if I want to hire one, I need to set up at least 20 interviews, because half of them, they're not going to show up, right? And this literally just happened today. We set up 20 interviews. Half of them didn't show up. We had 10 people come in. Out of those 10, there's one that I really, really love. The way she carried herself, the way she talked, she answered questions. This is someone that I'm going to bring into my company, right? We're going to extend her an offer that will be going out probably within about the next hour or so. We're going to go ahead and extend her an offer of employment. If she accepts the employment, then we're going to be able to move forward and get her out into some buildings so she can start, making money and doing the things that we need her to do within the company. Now, once we get to the point where we bring in about 4 or 5 more people, then I'm going to go ahead and transition back and start building up my subcontractor base. So what's the point? What's the point of me doing those two things? Well, I just explained the reason for the W-4 workers and having the subcontractors. In case a subcontractor leave, I have someone I can put in to keep us covered, right? But what's the point of me bringing in the subcontractors in the first place? The way that I'm going to run my cleaning company within the next 12 to 18 months isn't going to look like the way that I'm running it right now. I really want to be in a position to where I'm doing things 100% fully remote. So what does that look like? I've really been trying to put out new videos every single day, or at least 5 days a week. I've been trying my best, but with everything that I got going on, with all of the hats that I'm wearing, and especially this new training program that I'm coming up, because I'm going to just completely rip my company apart as far as the way that we do, as far as the labor stuff goes. I'm going to rip that apart and implement a whole new system. And that requires a lot of time. But what I'm doing is everything's going to be digital. Everything is going to be digital. Most of everything is going to be online. I will get to the point where I won't need an office, hopefully, right? This is what the plan is within the next 12 to 18 months. Things could change. But once all of that stuff is done, obviously everyone in the executive course, they're going to get the blueprint on how I do that. Plus, they already have the other stuff. They already have the other stuff on how I built the company in the first place. But they're going to get the blueprint to all of that. Because people may want to go ahead and repeat the process, right? If what I'm doing is appealing to them, this is going to be something that they're going to be able to get and apply to their business. So I'm making that available. I'm in the process of building out all of my workflows. And again, like, all of this stuff is going to be available. But this is what I'm doing. This is where the business is headed within the next 12 to 18 months, because I really want to be able to just do what I want to do, right? That's what we in business. We're in business to do what we want to do, to enjoy the lives and enjoy the business, enjoy the money, enjoy all the things. This is the reason why we do all of this stuff. So, what I had to do, though, and I don't want to get too far off track, but what I had to do is really sit back, look at my situation. This is years ago. Evaluate my situation. Where was I at? What was I doing? What direction was my business going in? And if it wasn't going in the right direction, which it wasn't, let's be honest, like, I'm gonna keep it real, but the business wasn't going in the direction that it's going now. It was just a reflection of me and what I wasn't really willing to give up, right? So I had to look at what things are distracting me from focusing on my business. Is it going out with my friends? Is it hanging out late on the weekends? Is it video games? Is it all of these different things, right? Because at the end of the day, your business is just a reflection of the things that you know and the things that you've been able to apply. At the end of the day, that's really what it is. And if your business isn't really moving in the direction that you want it to go in, I would highly, highly suggest that you do a self-audit and figure out what's going on, where you spending most of your time, and what can you give up to redirect your attention to where it should be. Coaching and consultations is available, as well as the executive course. Make sure you click on the links in the description. All of that stuff is available. Guys, this is it for this video. Like I say, in the game of business, spectators only watch. Hustlers get into the game so they can win. I'm always dropping jewels, but the only way to be in position to pick them up is you have to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Marcus Crockett. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.